What's up today, my fellow Madden soldiers? So basically what we're going to do right now is I'm going to break down to you the best chems to put on your team. A few people asked me, so I felt it'd be more effective to actually do a video on it so I could break it down to you guys, because it's kind of hard to really text on an individual basis and really explain it. So I'm going to do the best I can, and if you guys still need help, I'll do what I can. But like I said, I'm going to explain it the best I can right here. So here's the thing. The first thing I want to let you guys know is that when it comes to building your team, and when it comes to building your stats, let's go ahead and look at the lineup. I would encourage anyone who actually has an NFL team to build around a theme team, because I know that because you actually like there's a team in the NFL you actually like, I know you're gonna get a few players on there. Like for instance, if you're Kansas City Chief, you're gonna have Patrick Mahomes. You probably have Tyreek Hill. You're gonna probably have other players that are more that you like on your team because you like the team as well as the players. So in order to help those specific players out to be more effective and get things done, it's good to at least have 25 of your players in your lineup. And the reason why is because it gives you that extra speed boost as well as other stats like strength and stuff when it comes to your players, and also for your O-line when it comes to certain Kansas City Chiefs players that you may have. So that's what I would encourage you to do, build around the theme team. I wouldn't say build your whole team as the theme team, but add to it and like basically mess around with that and see what you could do with that. But if you're not and you really don't want to go along with that, the second thing I'll encourage you to do is mess around with like the go deep and zone run. Okay, so first one I would say, when I came to building my team, because I like my quarterback to be effective when he's throwing the ball, I always get pocket passers. I don't mind getting people who could run like Mike Vick and all that stuff, but I usually get him later on down in the season when he's actually better at passing. His stats, they give him better stats. So but during the season, in the beginning, I always get pocket passers. I'm this guy that released Troy Aikman because he's a perfect pocket passer for me. But anyways, my thing is to get the passing down perfectly. Even if I get picked off, as long as you can throw it perfect, if the cornerback comes or whatever and intercepts it, then he's just a good cornerback. It is what it is. But this quarterback here, Troy Aikman, he's actually pretty effective. It's very rare that he overthrows it. I'd be throwing it on the run and everything, so he's pretty decent with it. But my main thing right now is to get my passing up, so I put go deep on him. You want to make sure that you at least have 30 out of 30, and because I did that, it did boost up the quarterback. But like, say for instance, I didn't have no other chems on him besides just go deep, it probably would have boosted him up 1 OVR, so he probably would have been like a 93 OVR because of his stats. Just want to put that out there. And maybe one receiver, maybe all of them would be boosted up, but it just depends on the receiver. Sometimes they all get boosted up, sometimes they don't, sometimes one will. But just know the stats on the blue chems on the actual stats will go up. Even if the OVR don't go up, the stats will go up. Just know that. Okay, so but the second thing I would say is the reason why I'm telling you to pick one, because I know a lot of people don't got the time or even the money to actually put a first string, second string, at least 88 plus OVRs in them, because you need that 88 to get ×2 chemistry. Like for instance, you get ×2 go deep or ×2 zone run. Because you don't, I will say it's best for you to at least pick one. At least pick one, so like I said, so some of your players will go up in stats instead of just a few, and it will just look like just mediocre. Okay, so that's what I would say. But if you're able to go 88 OVRs in each of these players, then I would say you'll be able to do half and half go deep and half zone run, and it'll be much more effective. But like I said, if you have to pick one for now, pick go deep or pick zone run, depending on what your scheme. If you're gonna run the ball a lot more and that's what you really want to do, then I would say put zone run on everyone, including the quarterback, to help boost up your stats dramatically. Like this should be 30 out of 30 zone run if you're going to be running it, so everyone get better run block, your receivers get better run block, your fullback, everybody, even your quarterback, if that comes down to it, so you'll be more effective at your run game. I'm just talking about in the beginning when you first start out, because I know it's hard to have 88s as first string and second string to get your stats up. Okay, so that's one thing that I wanted to point out too. The second thing I would like to say, so let me reiterate what I just said right now. Put go deep on your players. You want to max them out 30 out of 30 to get your stats up the full 30 out of 30, because that's usually what it takes to help you actually at least boost one of these OVRs up. But regardless though, the blue chems will go up. If you can't put 30 out of 30 zone run as well as go deep on them. So I just want to say that to you. If you're doing the run game, you want to be more effective at running, then I'll put zone run on them, and it should boost up your OVRs, at least on your halfbacks. But the stats will go up on some of these, or some of your linemen as well as your receivers too. They may not go up in OVR, but their stats in the blocking will go up when it comes to their stats when you look at them on their card. So just keep that in mind. I know. Okay, so now let's go to defense. The defense wise, what I always go with to start off with, because like I said, I can't have 88s everywhere. Like these are 86s or 87s, but they still only get one. Like he gets locked down times one. But if you're able to get, like I said, once again, get times 2 chemistry on every single player, I would do pass rush. I would do the pass rush as well as the lockdown. That's what I would do. So let's go right here. Let's go to upgrade so you guys can see. Okay, so here's lockdown. I got 38 out of 30. So I can actually put, because I got so many of them, I can actually go back now and put at least where is it at? So you guys can see here, pass rush on at least 4 of my players to at least get the first tier, or the first tier on them, close to the second tier. I'll be able to mess around with my team a little bit to get them up to where they can have a little decent at the pass rush too on my lineman now, or on my D line, because I got quite a few now. But in the beginning though, I put lockdown on everybody, because the main goal is to make sure my cornerbacks, my middle linebackers, majority of your team, you want to make sure that they're locked down so they can shut down the passing game out there, as well as the run. Like a lot of them will shut down the run. Even if you don't have run stuff on it, they will make it happen. And as you can tell, majority of them, their OVRs get boosted. Like Deion Sanders went up 2 times, but he probably would have went up only 1 time if I didn't have all the Cowboy Chems on them. But everyone else will get boosted up at least 1 time. At least your safeties and your cornerbacks should usually get boosted up, and once in a while your linebackers. Okay, when you put lockdown on them. If you're just more concerned about your pass rush, then go put pass rush on everybody and just make sure you're more effective at that. That's what I would do. But to be effective, like really pay attention to it. In the end, you want to be able to have both. Just keep that in mind. On defense, you want to be able to have lockdown and pass rush maxed out when it comes, or at least balanced out as much as you can when it comes to the chemistry, because they are effective and they will boost up not only your OVRs, but your blue chem stats too when you look at the card too. Okay, so that's one thing that I would tell you guys to do. But in the beginning, because it's hard to have all kinds of 88 pluses on first string, second string, and like all these being 88s, that would be nice, but it's kind of hard to do. People don't got the corners for that. So I would say just pick one and go with it at first, and then later on, you'll be able to get more players and more chems and all that stuff, and you'll be able to add them on there when it comes to pass rush and other stuff. But like I said, the main goal will be to balance it out, but only if you have majority, only if you're able to get a lot of it on there, a lot of tiers on lockdown as well as pass rush. Okay, so once again, I just want to reiterate, on offense, go deep, zone run are your 2 ones you want to focus on. However you just want to go around missing with it, I would focus on them and pick one at first, and later on work on the next one that you want. For defense, it's going to be lockdown and pass rush. Them were the 2 ones that I'll encourage you guys to work on and miss with, and put them on your team to help your stats out. Right now, I got lockdown and go deep. I got go deep on my offense, and I got lockdown on my defense when it comes to starting off. Now I'm gonna start working on pass rush, as you could tell, because I'm able to I have more than enough on lockdown, so I could take it off 4 players. Like these 4 players, I can take off the lockdown and actually put pass rush on them now. So stuff like that, like you go around and you start messing around with it. So that's what I will say about that when it comes to the chemistry on the actual player. The second thing is, if you want another thing you want to do, if you're able to, but it's a grind, is get John Madden. If you get John Madden, then you could put passing. I got the passing on him right now because it boosts up your whole team. So if you have passing on him, like I said, you see all these stats, they go on all your players. They go on your offense and defense. So if it says +1 catching, your receivers get +1 catching. Run +1 run, you get +1 run. Run block everything, throw under pressure, route run, everything. Offense and defense will both get it, and they give you the most stats. I got 3 of them, so I have the running too. So all my players got this stuff, so it does boost up their OVRs as well as their stats. But the more stats that get boosted up, eventually the OVRs get boosted up. So that's another thing I will tell you. The last thing I would want to say. Okay, well, not the last thing, because I got two more things. Here's the Cowboys, because I'm working on the Cowboy theme team, and a lot of majority of my players on my lineup are Cowboys. So what I did was I put passing, Cowboys passing on my team. As you can tell, I got 12 out of 40, and actually look at, so I got 1 out of 3 tiers, and it actually boosted. So imagine that I got the John Madden, I got the Go Deep, as well as the Cowboy Chems, and a lot of my players are Cowboys, so that's why they're so highly boosted up, because they got all these Chems on it. So that's why I encourage you guys to like try to work on a theme team too, and at least get the best players from them, and work on their stats in order to boost up those players, because you could do a lot with them. And you could put passing, or you could put balance of, if that's better for you. You could put rushing, rush D, or pass D, whatever it is you want to do, however you want to work on it, whatever type of team you want to build. So that's another thing that I do too, to help boost up my stats when it comes to my players. The last thing I would want to mention that they haven't, at least that I know of, that they haven't released in the game yet, is when they release the uniforms, where just the regular uniforms, where you can actually add chemistry to them, a chemistry so I can upgrade them. That means that you'll be able to add Go Deep or pass rush on them. So you wouldn't even need to have the players no more. You could just have it, like if you have like 4 players with pass rush, then you could put pass rush on these uniforms depending on how much slots they make available, and that will add to the chem, and that will, because you can have 30 out of 30. You need 30 out of 30 of the chem in order to get the max. So basically that will work towards that on the uniforms, as well as stadium. Sometimes they release stadium, they could do it too. That has nothing to do with the theme team, just your team in general. So be on the lookout for that. I don't think they release anything yet they can upgrade, but once they do, could be on the lookout for that too. I know this is a lot to absorb, but you have to go back and look at it and really pay attention and ask yourself questions. I know some people will understand what I said, some people really won't, but I'm doing the best I can, because there's so much stuff that I looked into to help build up my team. That's why it is the way it is when it comes to the chems. And there's other people that are better at me at it and actually hook some stuff up, but they also have a lot more players they can mess around with in order to do it. Like I said, I'm working with what I have, and little by little I'm just trying to build it up the best way I can. So that's just what it is for here. I'm gonna leave it as that. I hope I was able to help at least some people out, if not all of them. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. But this is what I'm doing for my team right now, and as time goes on, I'm gonna keep adding on and building on it and adding chemistries on it for my team to be more effective. But anyways, this is it for now. If you guys like what you've seen, drop a like. If you guys need to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, you guys all have a nice day. I'm out.